Hello again. It's Luca here. I wanted to make a quick video about the role of the language teacher nowadays and in the past, and I just wanted to share my opinion with you about the subject. Well, I think first of all that the name language teacher might be a little bit misleading in the sense that I am firmly convinced, that nobody can teach your language. You have to learn it by yourself. The fact of the name, the reason why I think that the name is misleading is because a lot of students who have no experience of language learning think that it is the teacher who has to help them, and not only help them, but just teach them the language. I'm also convinced that deliberate teaching has nothing to do with language learning. If you want to deliberately teach a language to somebody, you're not going to succeed. If that person is successful in a language, it is because they wanted to learn the language, not because you taught them. And this is the first thing that my first idea on the subject. The second one is that, as far as I'm concerned, I learned French at school. I always say that I learned French at school, but it is not true. I mean, the real place where I learned French was not at school. It was at home. It was by watching movies. It was by reading a lot of books. It was by doing homework, the homework that my teacher gave me. And whereas a lot of my friends didn't do anything about it, I just put my head to it, and I just wanted to learn, and I just did the homework and kept doing all these independent activities that eventually led to my success in learning French. The thing is, though, that my teacher was very motivating. She was very passionate about what she did, and this gave me the motivation to keep going. And this is not only my French teacher, but also my American one. Same thing. The real importance of these teachers was essentially the fact that they were very motivating, and this kept me going, because learning language takes a little bit of time, so you have to be a little bit disciplined in this regard. But it is me who did 90% of the work. They just checked the work and said, "Hey, way to go," or "good job," and then this gave me extra motivation. What I wanted to say is that the main role of a language teacher, I wouldn't call him that. I would call him a language manager or a language consultant, as it is called nowadays. Some call it nowadays. The main role of a language manager is to motivate. He has to give you motivation, but not only that. The problem is that when the internet is nowadays the main resource for a lot of language learners, independent language learners, and not only independent language learners. And the reason why the role of a language manager, it has become so important right now, is that because they have to be a guide. It is not just a matter of motivating. It is important to motivate. It's essential. But it is also important to guide somebody like normal language learners in the process, in the dungeon of all the resources that exist on the internet. The main problem is that a lot of people, they learn disorderly. They don't have a discipline, but they don't even have a structure in their learning, and the internet doesn't help in this regard, because they just pick up things here and there by websites, and they just jump from one website to the other, and this leads to confusion. So I think that we have to abandon the concept of language teacher, and we have to embrace the concept of language manager. I consider myself a language manager in the sense that people who ask me for information, how to learn a language, I guide them through the process. I tell them how to start, and then I follow them so that they can progress and believe in themselves, which is very important, because the psychological factor is absolutely essential. The attitude and the psychology in this process is absolutely important. So this is my vision that I wanted to share with you, and thank you for listening to me. Bye.